The Railway Garden, an outdoor garden scale model train garden that tells the amazing story of America's railroad history while winding through an award-winning landscape of dwarf and miniature plants. You can find it here in Gabis Arboretum of Purdue Northwest. There's two trains together. The model train here at the Gabis Garden, Purdue University Northwest. There's a steel bridge up there, and now I'm going to Civil War Tennessee Hills, 1863. For the first time in history, railroads played a major role in warfare. Trains moved troops and supplies quickly and fed industries of both North and South. As a result, rail lines became vital targets for attack and defense.
Oh, honey, he stopped in Michigan City. He stopped in a lot of cities on the way to...
To Washington?
Yeah.
So, oh my goodness. Michigan City here in Indiana or Michigan
Yes,
City, Michigan? Yes. Okay. Great. So this is when President Abraham Lincoln's funeral, when it stopped in Michigan City. Oh my goodness. Look, look, look. He's doing the top. These are now on the quiet, far away places where railroads passes. Ordinary people saw their lives dramatically changed by the railroads. The small town depot was the gateway to the world. Trains brought news from faraway places, and farmers found growing markets for their crops. Market to market. Railroads connected the smallest town with the biggest cities under enormous wealth. Under enormous wheat, corn, and livestock markets. Trains also brought in the latest farming tools and supplies. New technology helped farmers produce more crops, which the railroad carried to markets more quickly. Towering grain elevator became a common sight across the prairie. Farmers sold their grains to the elevator operators who shipped it to markets by train. Struggles over prices were common. Farmers made far less than the elevator owners who worked with the railroad companies to maximize profits. Another town display here with churches. Those are farm because they had farm animals, a silo. Oh, there's a train! So many trains. Another church there. Blacksmith. Houses. Bakery. Sample of some little towns far from the train depot. There's a church, houses, main town, maybe city hall, courthouse. There's a hotel, California, so that's a hotel, courthouse. It's nice. We drove for 2 hours to come here, so it's worth the drive on this Memorial Weekend. And it's $10 per car, so it doesn't matter how many you are. And to go inside this train depot, train display is $3 per person, which is worth because they maintain this garden and it's running on electricity. So they had to maintain and pay all the cost, the electricity cost. And this is called the Gabis Garden of the Purdue University Northeast with their famous train depot display. Oh, is it?
You got a little goat there too.
It's howling cold. A small packet of snow from Indiana. I'm just reading. Yield some of the most beautiful and durable architectural limestones in the United States. Railroads help build far-reaching markets, and entrepreneurs, craftsmen, and workers met in prosperous quarry towns. Indiana's buried treasures. So these are limestones. Huh? So the heat, so he had to cool off here under the shade. Look, 2 trains together arriving at the train depot. It didn't stop. It passes the steel bridge. It must be noisy living by the train depot. Trains hauled logs from remote regions to complete the clearing of northern forest, but loggers left the brush behind, and when sparks flew from passing trains, the brush burst into flames, starting some of the worst fire disasters in U.S. history. Logging, Great Lakes Estate. Railroads devoured wood for bridges, cars, fuel, and cross ties. They also carried lumber to growing markets nationwide. Thousands of people worked in the logging business, which cut vast acres of northern forest in just 50 years. So this is the train depot. train depot city. City center, Great Lakes. Here, railroads and waterways met. People and industries came together in sprawling, vibrant cities. Opportunities were endless as lumber, livestock, grain, steel, and people moved in and out, connecting with markets across the country. The harbor is choked with arriving timber vessels, timber trains north over the prairies in every direction. Lumber from the north, coal and ore from the east, the water of the Great Lakes had long offered key. Oh, there's another one coming. Shipping routes, but as Great Lakes cities began gathering railroad lines from all directions. Oh yeah. There's the train on the steel bridge. Railroads in the landscape. From ferns to fuel, ancient plants provide the fuel for steam locomotives in the form of coal. In dinosaur times, ferns and club mosses, surprisingly like those you see here, grow in dense tropical jungles across many parts of what is now the United States. The remains of those plants, compressed over millions of years, form coal. Here's the train that carries cars, gasoline, military vehicles. Working the coal. Coal hides and rich seams in the Appalachians. To reach it, railroad companies built special lines into the remote areas, often along rivers that eroded and exposed the coal seams. Miners worked deep inside the mountains to break out the coal and send it down to the waiting rail cars. Inside the sloping structure called a depot, workers weigh the coal, wash it, and sort it. The cleaner the coal, the greater its energy value. By 1870s, coal had replaced wood as the preferred fuel for locomotives. Coal burns more efficiently than wood at half the cost. Coal mine, West Virginia, 1915. Coal fueled America's growth after 1890, warming homes and stoking steam-powered factories, ships, and locomotives. Railroads made large-scale coal mining possible, but railroads also depended on coal as fuel and for the manufacture of engines, bridges, and tracks. This is really exciting and very educational. Honey, this is the coal mines. And those are the coal miners. Oh, there's another train up there. This is a cargo train. Wow. Oh, there's coal. it carries like a military vehicles, and it's a nice view here. Look in the diorama for cacti covered with prickly spines, gray-green silum, kitten tails, ant tails with dry climates, railroads, and oh, here's that. Very pretty here. Plus, it's a beautiful weather.
Starlit skies within the dreams at night, with our hands full of hope, and nothing too dangerous, 'cause we just cannot lose.